What's up, gamers? Today we're going to talk games. I'm a weird gamer, as some of you may know. I mostly play like shooty games, boom boom men games, Apex Legends, Overwatch 2, or like FIFA. I'm cursed to play every version of that game for some reason. I also sometimes play a bit of Heroes 3. Not a type of game I usually enjoy playing, but I played it enough at a young enough age for that to be a part of my core brain memories. Sometimes I want to play Dungeon Keeper too. I don't know if it's because I want to see the cool hot dominatrix lady, or if it's just because I want to hear the announcer go,
"It is payday."
I don't know why. I need to hear that once every 6 years. I need it. And one time I was feeling like playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, so I was about to buy it, and then I figured out, oh, I actually own it already. So I opened it and saw that I already played throughout the entire game, and I fully forgot about it. Also, I think that Steam shouldn't show me how many hours I've spent playing a game. Hide it for me. Say you only play like 2 hours of TF2. And I'll be like, oh, maybe I should play a little bit more TF2. I don't want to see that shit. Stop showing me depressing analytics about my life. Now, the topic of today's video is gonna be old games I remember. Nostalgia. Now, since I grew up in Israel and most of my audience is US based, you might not know these games. I think we got more stuff from Europe than the US. I feel like stuff from the US got here late. But Europeans, we're tight. They did a Holocaust to us, so they had to like give us games and movies and stuff. It's great. So I decided to play a bunch of old games. I want to play them and see if I can like beat them or get better at them, because you know, as a kid you don't really know how to play games. You just kind of mash buttons and hope for the best. And now I'm such a learned adult male guy. I'm a guy, I'm a he, I'm a him. I'm not into that mentally ill stuff. And the game I'm gonna start off with is one of the first games I remember ever playing, called Alley Cat. Alley Cat is a game where you play as like the street cat, this hoodlum, who basically like breaks into people's fever dream-like homes, where there's usually a broom trying to get you, trying to make you do full 360s, 920s, 1000 1080p's. And there's a room with a big block of cheese, room with some sleeping dogs, room with like a big spider. Scary stuff for a kid and a cat. And the music here, I like this. I like this music, I feel like it bops. There's an insane solo at some point where I was... Dang! And after going through enough rooms, you get to a window where you get to find your love. This is the purpose of the game, apparently. You gotta reach the cat all the way at the top to get a kiss. But the platforms, there are Cupidons? Poseidons? No, Poseidon is the water one. Cupidon? How the fuck do you say his name in English sounding words? So those guys are all over, breaking your platforms and rebuilding them. And the horizontal jump is so f***y, I had a hard time getting to the cat. I only got like 2-3 smooches. But when you do get a smooch, woo! It's great. There's a whole light show, they make sounds, it's great. But then the game sort of unceremoniously continues forever. Getting harder, I assume. Good game! Pretty good game! A type of game I never really got into are puzzle games, even within other games. Like if I play Bioshock and all of a sudden I got like twist and turn pipes. Why? I hate it. That one puzzle when there's like 6 different buttons with different colors and one color changes anything else, but certain colors don't change. I just click it until it's solved. I'm not thinking about this now. Are you insane? Don't try to make me think within your game, okay? I signed up to harvest little girls, okay? I'm not here to fix pipes. Even in real life, you want to riddle me? No, don't riddle me anything. I do not wish to be quizzed. It's a lose-lose situation. If I get it right, then I don't care. If I get it wrong, I don't care. So stop it. This is why I don't go near bridges. Besides, everyone knows that there's only one good puzzle game, and it's called the Zumbinis.
The good life.
I'm not gonna get into it, but I could make different pizzas for that rude-ass tree trunk. I could do that for ages. Always puts a smile on my face. Makes me think in a fun way. Don't make me twist the knob. Make me make a pizza.
Make me a pizza.
One of the earlier puzzle games I remember playing is a game called Bumpies Arcade Adventure. And you play as this sweet, adorable little ball who jumps around different levels, collecting things. It's a puzzle. It's basically a puzzle. But as a kid, I couldn't get through the second stage, I think. So maybe with time, my brain evolved and now I am better at this. No, I'm not. Bumpy is impossible. First world, I got through it based on ancient muscle memory. I was I could have done it blindfolded. I'm telling you. Second level, okay, getting a little harder, introducing a lot of game mechanics. Too many, I'd say. And I lost there. I lost on the second level. Luckily, I found this cheat sheet I still kept from my youth. And so I could skip to later levels just to see how the game progresses. And I don't know who is able to defeat this game. It just throws you into some place, you press a button, you start bumping around. I don't know what's going on. There's so many changing variables and you're just a little bumpy. You're a little bumpy, you don't have much control over life, and you get deflated, you get smooshed, you get a lot of terrible stuff happening to this poor little guy. So I gave up. I'm not gonna try and fight my own brain. It's a losing battle. Another genre of games popular at the time are breakout games. You know, when you got a pedal and the ball goes and doink doink doink. And I didn't play Breakout because I'm not that old. But I did play DX Ball, which has upgrades and cool music, and you can get a ball that pierces through stuff. It's very exciting. To this day, I played some of it, and it was fun. The music in the beginning, oh, so good. Made me feel very connected to my Yemenite roots. But what I thought is my favorite version of this game is called Speedway Willie. Look at this kid. He's such a cool little punk. Got Bart Simpson aura all over him. Backwards cap. He's spitting. How can I not relate to this guy? Spit-based games were very big back in the day. Remember that Beavis and Butthead game where you would just spit at people from a rooftop? One of the more relatable games I've ever played. But back to Speedway Willie. It's a great game. There are guitar riffs. Even Homer goes dough sometimes. No! What more can you ask for? Now, I didn't remember there were boss battles, so as soon as I got to the first one, I was like, oh shit, am I further than I've ever been? But then I got to the second stage a few times, and each time lost very quickly. It gets impossible on the second stage. It gets so impossible, I was like, okay, I gotta see someone else beat this. So I looked up some playthroughs of this game on YouTube. And for some reason, most of the videos were a suspicious length of 3 to 5 minutes, which is basically how long it takes to beat the first stage. Apparently, most people only have access to the demo for some reason. I only found one video of a guy who got to the second level, a guy who also remembers this game fondly, and we had pretty much the same reaction as we played through the second level of this game.
Wow, it got hard all of a sudden. Seriously? Wow, it got fucking brutal.
It's just too hard. There's no save point, it's hard, you die, there are little green globs that fall to the floor, and if you don't explode the balloons in time, they just kill you. There's no way to jump over them or avoid them. So Speedway Willie is a very cool guy. I very much enjoy him and his presence, and the sound effects and everything, but it's just too hard. It's just too hard, honey. You can't do this to me. I got work in the morning. The next type of game is, what do you call this genre of game? Space filling games? It looks like the first game of its kind was called Kicks, and it looks pretty cool, right? You can fully understand what's going on. You just gotta do and not get hit by. It looks amazing. But I didn't play that version. I played one of its predecessors called Vulfide. Ah! Get in here. Ah! Ah! No, I can't. Apparently, I cannot play these games well. Even cheating in this game is hard. Apparently, you gotta get 10 points in order to get access to the cheating page where you can actually do some cheats. I couldn't get 10 points. That's 20. Because it's such a small little pixel. 50? But this game is good. And as a little bonus, here's a locally made Israeli version of Vulfide. Now, it's made by Sabah, which is an Israeli company that basically makes like hummus and dips. And they made this promotional game. And like any good promotional game, it starts with like 3 pages of loud, bright, shiny text telling you about like all the prizes you could win. But the prizes, pretty good. You could get a color TV, you could get a Walkman, rollerblades, pretty good stuff. And I gotta say, the game is pretty good. It's kind of like a baby version for Vulfide because it's a lot slower. There's no like big boss, they don't shoot at you. And you get to unravel a salad as you play. That's the main perk for me. Trying to guess what kind of salad is hiding behind the drawing? More of this, please! It also had an amazing selection of sound effects. No matter what happens, you're gonna hear a sound effect and it's gonna be good.
Atagadol.
That was a kid basically saying, "You're great." Come on.
Oh no!
But yeah, after Vulfide, this is not as good, but still a fun little tidbit, a little history of Israel. I'm not a Zionist. And if we're on the topic of branded games, have you heard of this guy, Hugo? You Americans are probably going, no, who is this creep? But you strange Europeans, you heard the word Hugo, you saw this guy and you're like, Hugo! He's the titular star of a kids' television game show. Now what does that mean? Well, it's a game made for TV. You as a kid would watch the show, you would call in, and you would play the game through your landline, watching the TV. Like 4 is left, 6 is right. It's complex. As you can tell by the camera work of this Germany-based production of Hugo, this was very much in the 90s. The cameraman simply cannot hold still, although what seems to be going on in the background just seems like a mundane conversation with a caller. But it's very 90s, I like it. And of course, there was the Israeli version, which, you gotta admit, looks great, looks like a proper show for kids. The host would show like a bunch of Hugo drawings the kids drew. It's very precious. Ooh, this one's kinda, okay. And watching the Israeli version of the show as a kid, my main takeaway was that it's hard playing a game through a landline phone. And a lot of it would be like kids being like, "It's not working! It's not responding!" But I did see a few kids doing an amazing job in winning a Walkman or a soft phone. A great prize for a kid. Now, playing Hugo on its own, not that great of an experience. Without the whole TV spectacle. I mean, Hugo is nice and all, but he is one of the uglier motherfuckers I've ever seen. Come on, you gotta admit this. And even his wife and kids, also not a sight to look at. Griselda, on the other hand, the villain of this game, one of the hotter women I have ever witnessed. I know she's mean, I know she turns into a bat, I know she goes like this at the screen, and she laughs at me. But that might be what I'm looking for in a woman. I want a strong, scary woman who wants my demise. Do you think there's Rule 34 of Griselda? Oh shit. It's not Griselda. It's just some f***ing cubs. I couldn't find Rule 34 on neither Hugo or Griselda, and I think that's a f***ing shame. Solve that. Now, there are a ton more games that I remember playing that I could talk about, but I came into this trying to beat games that I couldn't in the past, and I failed, so my morale is very low. I'm sort of like depressed. Like, I think I need a weighted blanket, I think I need to shut the shade, I think I need to like stay in bed for like 6 weeks. Unless you can like go to my Patreon and support me, that would probably make me feel a little better. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you like this, please do a like. Bye!